Hey everyone, I'm Tyler Raymond, and the topic I chose was Jackie Robinson and his breaking of the color barrier into the Major League of Baseball. For years, African Americans were sent to the Negro Leagues to play and never allowed a shot in the big leagues. The Negro League of Baseball began in 1852 and ended sometime around when Robinson entered the Major Leagues in 1947. It's unclear when it ended due to the lack of black management in the league reporting box scores and stats. In the beginning, it was a very popular league for African Americans. It was equivalent to making it to the major leagues. Most white people either had no idea it existed or knew it existed, but couldn't name a single player in the league. In 1947, the Brooklyn Dodgers signed Jackie Robinson, breaking the color barrier for Major League Baseball. This was definitely the biggest headline for any sports media outlet at the time. For years on end, African Americans wanted their shot in the league, but were never allowed their chance. And the saddest part about it is that they knew they had no shot of playing in the majors, no matter how good they were. Robinson grew up in Pasadena, California after his mom and his family moved there from Georgia, where Jackie was already used to a lot of segregation. His father had abandoned the family for reasons unknown at this point. It has been speculated that he was leaving to work and going to send money to the family, but never sent money or talked to them again. In Pasadena, he attended integrated schools. Beyond high school, he went to UCLA to play baseball, football, basketball, and track. Football is what first got him nationally noticed, but he excelled in all four sports. Robinson also fought in World War II before joining the Kansas City Monarchs in the Negro League. Robinson was described with core values of dignity and self-discipline. However, he did not fit in particularly well. Jackie was very close to his mother, who taught him how to deal with adversity and particularly racism. He was a very well-balanced person, sticking to his core values just like his mother had taught him to do so. In 1947, Branch Rickey was the general manager of the Brooklyn Dodgers who signed Jackie Robinson. That alone was the biggest headline in sports. No white man wanted an African American in the league except Rickey. On April 15, 1947, Robinson made his debut at first base, going 0 for 3 at the plate wearing the number 42. That was the next biggest headline. Rickey had just called up an African American that did not help the team at all. This is where Jackie was held to high standards. Since he was the first African American to play in a Major League Baseball game, people expected him to produce outrageous numbers. Rickey's response was, "You haven't seen the real Jackie Robinson yet." The 28-year-old rookie had more to come. Robinson continued to play and continued to exceed despite the odds being against him. He received high spikes and fastballs at his head on the field, hate letters and death threats off the field, and even the extremes of teams not letting him stay in hotels or enter the field of play. In the midst of all this, Robinson put together a 14-game hitting streak and continued to excel at first base. Dodger crowds were full of African Americans cheering him on even when he got out. The home fans were the first people to embrace Robinson playing in the major leagues. All of that being said, you can see that Jackie Robinson was held to extremely high standards and expected to meet those standards. Branch Rickey at the time was looked at as a horrible person for breaking the color barrier. One could even say he was a villain according to Kennedy and Hills by being corrupt and letting an African American play the game of baseball in the major leagues. Rickey would be corrupting the innocent heroes and the heroes being the current white ball players. Looking back, Rickey and Robinson were heroes for what they did. They changed the game, and in all the doing of it, they retained the integrity by not changing for the people around them and just going back to the Negro Leagues. Robinson and the people that supported them kept their focus, love, and committed to the game and their decision for better things. In 2013, the movie 42 was released. The movie depicted the struggles Robinson went through day in and day out. So, to conclude everything, Jackie Robinson has impacted me a lot because I've gotten the chance to play with multiple people, multiple races, and it's just created friendships that are going to last a lifetime.